Hey everybody, how y'all doing today? It's your boy Dan, got the plan back again with another video. And today, I'm gonna talk about something that's been really itching my nerves. Man, let's talk about Pro Football Focus. I know everybody want to say, oh man, my guy was this and this and Pro Football Focus. But you know what Pro Football Focus is? It's basically irrelevant. Because Pro Football Focus, you know what they tell you? Oh, man, go spin on this corner, go spin on that corner, go spin on this corner. They say, oh, man, you need a lot of corners that can protect. They value the cornerback position over the trenches, which is ridiculous. When you build a team, you gotta have guys that can get to the quarterback. You gotta have guys to protect your quarterback, and you gotta have a quarterback. Those are the three top things that you need in the NFL. And a lot of people act like the quarterback position is just had to be so fluid, so great. But I feel like when you're building a team, you want to, like I just said, you build from the trenches. You get your two edge rushers, you get your defensive tackle, offensive lineman. That's where you should really be spending money on D-line and O-line. Wide receivers and stuff like that. Wide receivers are interchangeable. Cornerbacks are interchangeable. I mean, you just have to draft the right guys. And you can get a cornerback in the 4th, 5th round that can really play in your scheme if you really know what you're talking about. But, I mean, like, I just really feel like Pro Football Focus, I just don't know what to say about them, man. It's not a good thing to watch them is because, bro, they don't really tell the whole story. It's just based on what their statistics are. And just because you see their statistics, they're going to have you just taking a guy. It's an analytic guy. It's not going to even be the best guy for your team to take. It's just going to be an analytic guy because they was killing me one year. They kept on saying, oh, man, they got to go ahead and take all these corners, get the best corners in the room. Best corners in the room, that is lousy. That's a lousy excuse, man. What you doing? Like I just said, you building up your edge, building up your tackles. You get you some interior players for both sides, and then you get your quarterback. And then the weapons and stuff like that, with the weapons, you just, like I just said, wide receiver interchangeable, running back is interchangeable. Tight end, that's a real important position. I think a good tight end is better than a good wide receiver. People don't think about that because a tight end is a safety valve. You need a guy that can always make catches and always can, run good routes and can block good too. A tight end position is harder than a wide receiver position. That's all I'm just saying. So once people want to stop looking at Pro Football Focus and looking at guys like Mel Kiper and Todd McShay and Mac Miller and all those other guys, bro, those guys are pretty much irrelevant. At the end of the day, you have to do your own homework to see who will fit in your scheme, who will work on your team. Because it's not a one-size-fit-all approach to every team. Because a lot of teams, which I'm just seeing this. We just saw this in the Super Bowl, bro. What happened in the Super Bowl? The Bucs, they attacked the offensive line and Patrick Mahomes. And then they went and their corners wasn't as good as everybody thinking it is. And they had one playmaking safety, which you do need a guy that's a playmaker in the secondary. And then you do need a good D-line to, and then another position people don't want to talk about is linebacker. You need some linebackers that can cover tight ends. You need another guy that can just run free. That's when you really know your team is going to start to get good because, bro. But, like I said, if I was building a team, you build from the inside out. You go from the D-line to the linebackers, to the cornerbacks. I feel like that's just how you're supposed to build it. And then from the other side, you build an offensive line. You go up to the quarterback, tight end, running back, wide receiver. That's how I feel about it. I feel like wide receivers and cornerbacks are the second thing you probably really want to build up. is because at the end of the day, like I just said, you can have three of the best corners in the league. If you ain't got no pass rush, it doesn't matter. It has no bearings because eventually they're not going to be able to hold long enough. But if you got a defensive line that can get there within 3 seconds, those corners, they only have to hold for 3-4 seconds. You see what I'm trying to say? If you have elite guys on the defensive line that goes and gets the quarterback, you don't have to worry about who's going to be open. Is because by the time the quarterback thinks who's going to be open, he's probably on the ground eating some dirt. So that's what I'm just saying. A lot of people need to stop looking at these top guys in the draft industry and being like, oh, man, that's the end all be all. They the best. They the best. They ain't. They ain't. Like I just said, it's about what you see with your own 2 eyes. And what you don't see, that's what happens. I mean, man, you got to sit down and watch film and watch tape if you really want to be a draft analyst, because you can just say, oh, man, they said this guy be perfect for our scheme. No, you really have to see it because you really have to visualize that guy in your scheme before you start thinking about anything like that. But you know, it's just my rant of the day, man. I'm just sick of people talking about, oh, Mel Kiper Jr. and Matt Miller and what's the other guy's name? Yeah, Mel Kiper Jr., Matt Miller, Todd McShay. It's just, it's Pro Football Focus. Man, all these people that be on these big networks, which I'm not going to lie, it is some good people that be on this network. But when it comes to draft, nobody really knows what the draft is going on, who's thinking what, who's trying to do what. But when it comes to NFL news, I ain't gonna lie, I can give them that. Which I know they work for the NFL, but still, they will have you some good news. That's a different story. But draft, you got to visualize it with your own 2 eyes and see who will work in your scheme before you just start just saying, oh my gosh, this guy will work. You got to look, and you got to think. And I'm going to be honest, you hear a lot of buzz about these guys. To be honest with you, I'm really, right now as a draft process, bro, I'm at first and second round. So I'm just really learning 3rd, 4th round players right now, which is pretty good to be in this process, which I just feel like you should just take a group of positions and then scout that position and then go down, scout the next position, scout the next position. Just watch and see what you see with your eyes. Like with anybody, you want to look at traits, see production, and you want to see, did they have another guy on the other side really helping them out, or was it all of them? See, that's some things you have to really think about. And at the cornerback position, like at cornerback, you have to think, man, did they target him enough? If they only target him like 100 times and, you know, maybe teams threw about 400 times against them, I don't really know how you evaluate that, is because he's not really getting much of a burn to him unless he's just one of those guys who you throw it to him, he's intercepting and he's running back, he pass breaking. Then you know it's okay. And then, all right, then everybody like, subscribe, turn on post.